What we focus on really is the dynamic individuals within this community who, like all of us, reach a point in their life where they need support. And for us, the privilege is that they reach out. We're humbled every day that people trust us, that people will come here and they will expose their deepest, darkest secrets and fears and allow us the privilege to walk beside them. That's what we are really aiming for here, is to walk beside the community, empower people, that they can then go back into the community and empower others. Every team meeting we start off by saying the old Henry Ford, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And every week we review, what is the need, what is the community telling us. So that's when we've brought in mentors, because some people don't want counselling. Youth mentors, we weren't doing youth before. We brought in sport, we brought in art, group sessions, and finding ways to reach the most unreachable. And how do we bring them in and make this their place? So this is an extension of the community. This is their home.
I had a pretty rough life, and I actually wanted to do something for people who've been through some of what I've been through. So often when I'm working with people, I will say, I know what you mean, I know what you're going through. And I always reiterate to them, I don't say this unless I have been through it.
When you walk through that door, it's warm, it's inviting. You'll get greeted by everybody here. We have a form that's filled out, so we have a separate waiting room, which is private. If you're here to seek as a referral, one of the clinicians or our administrator will go and sit with you. You'll fill out the form. You will then, within that day, the same day, you will be allocated to a clinician, and they will be contacted on the same day that they filled out the form. When they go and meet with the clinician, they will sign and go through what confidentiality means to us, and they will then sign with the clinician a confidentiality agreement. If we don't have confidentiality, we don't have anything. You can't build trust then. So that for us is our number one, is confidentiality.
To me, sitting down face to face with someone and being privileged enough to share their innermost pain and struggles is such an honour, and I go home and I feel as if I've done some good. Sometimes you go home and you think, oh gosh, have I really made a difference? But yeah, you have, because when you get people walking out thanking you so much, or saying, I feel so much lighter, then you know that you've done something good. And that's what I've always wanted to achieve in life, is to give.
My first breakdown was at 30. I've had a steel cage put in me with 6 screws. And within that period, I also ended up having gangrene appendicitis, so my stomach was covered in gangrene. When you come to me and sit and you talk about a health issue, and I explain to you with mine, and then you sit there and go, oh, Jesus, well, I feel pretty lucky. Or you talk about anxiety, or you talk about anything that you've done in prison or outside that, there's a reflect that I'm going to understand. How we take that energy and bring it in today and make you a better person. How do we use the stuff that we've been through to divert into a better way of life? For not just you, firstly, but also your partner, if you've got one, your children. But taking the knowledge and what you've been through is teaching your children. We lost generations ago. I'm not saying back then was always perfect, but when you look back to simple little things to what we have now, the progress of alcohol problems in this country is out the gate. The drugs that are coming through, it's so easy now to just prescribe medication now. I'm getting clients that are overdosed. We've lost our way to be grounded, and that's why I got sick. We forgot to be grounded in this world. We forgot how to eat. We forgot to say please and thank you. We forgot to smile. Just the simplest things of life we don't do anymore. Not going out anymore, catching up at the local or the coffee for a lot of people. I'm finding more and more are staying isolated at home and don't now know how to leave. The more you become isolated, the less you become.
We get people coming through the door here that had fallen through so many cracks. By the time they get to us, they are so disillusioned, so desperate, that it takes us so much longer for them to even believe they can trust someone. And the other part was that there was nowhere for men to go. So if it was easier to withdraw the man from a very volatile situation, the police would just drop them in a bus stop, a bus shelter. So we set up a place for men, and we could wrap services around them as well, because they're also in need. You know, you can't judge. It doesn't matter whether you're the victim or the perpetrator. They need each other to survive. So let's work with both of them in a fair and honest way.
I think everyone here, they just want to give, you know, they just want to take a little bit of pain away. I had a father ring me up yesterday. I'm supporting his 14-year-old daughter. He said, I just want to thank you so much. He said she just felt so much lighter after having a 40-minute conversation with you and seeing that there is that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.